Have you ever heard of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad? Today we're going to be checking out the author of that book. We're going to be watching one of his videos. This one is titled Robert Kiyosaki 2019, The Speech That Broke the Internet, Keep Them Poor. I'm excited for this one because this is a video I've seen before. I'm familiar with this video. I've seen it multiple times, and I think it has some vital information that everybody should know. I mean, depending on what you use information for, but I think is a necessity what he's going to be saying here today, or what we're going to be watching here today. So I urge you to stay tuned, pay attention. I'll not stop this video. I'll try not to stop it too often unless I'm trying to exaggerate some points. But you know, I just want everybody to be in that atmosphere, you know, try to learn some things from this video. I like it. Hopefully you would like it too. Anyways, without wasting your time, let's get to it.
Do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Rob?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Keep them poor. So my father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, said, why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and says, because the government doesn't let us teach that subject. The government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. I said, but you get a job to earn money. He goes, no, you're supposed to just get a job. And I went, no. Isn't the purpose of a job to earn money? He goes, you're correct. I said, so why don't I just learn about money? I can skip the job part, you know? And he got flustered and he said, if you want to learn about money, why don't you ask your best friend's father about money? And I said, why? That's Mike. So why ask him? He says, because Mike's father is an entrepreneur. And I said, what are you? He says, I'm an employee. I'm a government employee. And I went, oh, what's the difference? He says, the difference is an entrepreneur must know about money, or they're no longer entrepreneurs. And he says an employee doesn't have to know anything about money because the government will take care of them, the company will take care of them. So I'm all confused. But I took my dad's advice and I trundled over to Mike's father.
If you haven't seen the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I urge you to go read it. You're going to learn a thing or two. I know lots of people speak about this book and it sounds or it feels oversaturated now. I still think it has vital information, so feel free to go check that book out. I mean, this is not sponsored. I don't even think he's going to see my video, but I just thought I should say.
There's office, I knocked on his door and I said, hey, I'm here, 9 years old. Teach me about money. He says, beat it, kid, you know? But that's where the story of Rich Dad Poor Dad started. And finally, through persistence, my rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition. And that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. And now I'm 9 years old, my head's going cracking in half. He says, you never want a paycheck. You understand that, kid? I said, okay, I got it. And he says, well, how do I make money? He says, that's what entrepreneurs figure out. It's like, so how do I learn about money? So he would just break out a Monopoly game board. So I would work for free. I'd pick up cigarette butts, and he had hotels and restaurants, and I would clean and do menial tasks. And as I got older, I started getting into office work and marketing and accounting, and I was an apprentice basically, but I always worked for free. And he would teach me about money, but the way he taught me about money was playing Monopoly. And finally one day I got upset. I said, well, when are you going to teach me about money? He says, what do you think we're doing? We're playing Monopoly. He goes, no. What do you think we're doing?
Learning about money.
We're playing Monopoly. He says, what do you think we're doing? So I don't know. I'm teaching you about money. And then that's when, you have one green house. He says, there's many formulas for great success in money. There's thousands of them, but one of the best ones found on the game of Monopoly. It still is today. 4 green houses, 1 red hotel. I said, what? He says, one of the greatest ways to acquire great wealth is playing Monopoly in real life. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. But is that all there is? He goes, that's it. And he says, what do you think I'm doing? And I went, I don't know. So then he took me out and he showed me his greenhouses. And 10 years later, when I was 19, I was now in school in New York, and I come back to Hawaii, and Rich Dad had bought the biggest piece of land smack dab in the middle of Waikiki Beach. And when you go to Waikiki Beach today, you'll see the Hyatt Regency Hotel. That was his hotel.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Just like the game of Monopoly.
Acquired assets and they became bigger assets.
He just kept what's called an assemblage, because that property wasn't that big at the time, so he had to buy out all the small guys. Because Waikiki was a little dirt water little town. So he'd buy out this shop owner and buy that shop owner. And it took him a while, but he finally assembled this large piece of property. And then he and Hyatt put up this giant hotel.
You know,
It just sold for $800 million. So that's how I learned about money.
How is it going so far? Hope you're enjoying this kind of content. If you want me to bring more of this, let me know in the comment section. Yeah, please let me know, because I watch this kind of videos anyway. Like, these are the kind of videos that drive me, you know, this kind of videos, or some comedy videos, but this like the major stuff I'll be watching.
I've had financial crashes. I've had people stab me in the back, but they're all good because I grow from it. That's spirituality.
Yeah.
You know, people who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. Well, you can't have that. That's not reality. Well, I wasn't poor by most people's standards, but I came from a family with a poor attitude, if you know what I mean. Because rich, poor, middle class, poverty starts with a fundamental attitude. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in your families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. You know, your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever. The school system will never teach you about money. The school system was designed to teach you to be an employee, which is important,
And it's crazy, not even blaming the school teachers, because the school teachers themselves don't even know. It's like a system that was built on a system, and it's been transmitted. So now the teachers themselves don't even know, because they got it from other people who taught them. So it just keeps going. Like, you hear some certain beliefs and certain things people say, and you ask yourself, how did this come about? And nobody can really explain, because this person heard from this person, that heard from this person, that heard from that person. So it's like a whole limitation that is not even there.
a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You got to know that stuff, but they don't teach it in school to anybody. So, and then when people ask me, how did your rich dad learn this when your poor dad, a PhD, didn't? And the answer is very simply, my rich dad, who's my best friend's father, his father died when he was 13. So rich dad had this family business at 13 to run. So he had to drop out of school, which was his blessing. There's blessings, and sometimes the blessing doesn't look like a blessing, but it turned out to be a blessing. And then his teachers became his bookkeeper, his accountant, his attorney, his banker, his real estate agents. So he has what I call real teachers, not these fake teachers in school. You see, most teachers in school, they're out of ethics. They teach subjects they themselves don't practice. I asked the teacher, I said, I'm in my third year of calculus now. It was called strength of materials. I said, am I ever going to use this stuff? He goes, no.
Yeah.
So why do you teach it? Because I get paid.
Yeah,
So do you ever use it? He goes, no. And that's why, you have to, in life, one of the things I suggest to people, you got to find a real teacher versus a fake teacher. And a fake teacher is somebody who doesn't do what they teach. And a real teacher is doing what they teach every day. So my accountants, my attorneys, they're in it every single day. That's how I learn, because every day I'm solving problems in my business. So I have accountants and attorneys and bankers and all these people on speed dial because I'm solving problems with my team.
I see you giving this knowledge out, and do the rich people cringe and say, "Don't tell them that, Rob"?
Yes, yeah.
Just before he continues here, and this thing he's saying is very important, learning as you go. Because I've heard a bunch of people keep asking me, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I get monetized on YouTube? The truth is, there is no one way. Like, I can't really explain that to you. You have to get in it, start doing it, and then you understand. When you do like the first video, the second one, and then you're just gonna keep picking it up like, oh, so this is what I should do next. It just comes to you because you're solving the problems as you go, instead of trying to digest all the information that at that point is irrelevant to you because you're not doing the work. You're just digesting information, so you're not doing anything with it. So get in the field and learn as you go. That's a very important point he made there.
This knowledge out, and do the rich people cringe and say, "Don't tell them that, Rob"?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know. Right. Keep them poor. But unfortunately, the poor, as was in the Bible, I'm not real religious, the poor will always be amongst us because it starts up here.
Right. It's that fear mentality.
It's in their words, and the words become flesh. Again, I'm not really religious. I flunked out of Sunday school also. But when they say I can't afford it or I can't do that, they go down. They become what they say. My PhD dad.
Someone once said, sorry I keep stopping the video. I said I wasn't going to stop it, but I just need to exaggerate some points. How do I call it? Reiterate the points. But someone said, where you are right now is as a result of the words you said yesterday. And that was very remarkable to me. Because then when you think about like your visions and the things you were saying, even though they were not the things you actually wanted, but just the things you were verbalizing, it turns out those things are actually manifesting. Whether you like it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not, they manifest. So you have to keep your words classy, keep your words refined. Be very careful everything you say. You account for it.
Dad, he says, "What do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that." And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because this is an escape. It's an escape. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, I can't afford it.
And your rich dad used to say what instead of, "I can't afford it"?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? What would it take? Or why should I do that? He says that a question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. See, when you say, I can't afford it, your mind shuts down and you become what you say. Rugby is a team sport, but so is soccer. The rules are different. And other people are golfers. They play by themselves. And so everybody's different. So my game financially is business, number one. Second is real estate. So what I say to young people is, you find your game.
That was a good video. Yeah, very packed 10 minutes video. Let me know what you think of it. If you want to see more like that, talk to me in the comment section. I'm gonna bring it anyway because everybody has to learn something. It's not just about fun, music, enjoyment and things, comedy. It's not just about all of that. We need to learn about this money. We need to earn. We need to get to the next level financially. If I'm able to share this video and it blesses at least one person, or one person learns from it, I'm gonna feel good about it. So I'm just gonna keep bringing more of these videos, whether you like it or not. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts on this one, you want to share something, talk to me in the comment section, or you can DM me on Instagram at vibewithjudeo. And that being said, it's the end of this one. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day. Peace.